I'm really concerned. I don't know if y'all can see it, but Scooby's laying down resting, and it looks like he's breathing super hard. You know, like it's labored. I need to get him to the vet. I don't have any money. I don't know if y'all can see it or not, but I don't think he should be breathing like that, like he's been, running. I'm so worried. I gotta come up with something. Here's another view. I don't know if y'all can see it. How he's breathing. My poor baby. Scooby and I are getting ready to go to the vet. His breathing was heavy, and oh God, I had a meltdown. But we'll see how it works out. Scooby and I are at the vet's office. He was having some it seemed like his breathing was labored, and I had a complete melt. Okay, I'm back at the vet. My stomach's hurting me. I hope it's not anything bad. Hey. Hi.
You're welcome. Have a good day. Thank you too.
Hi. I'm here. Oh, is my dog Scooby here?
Hold on 1 minute.
Okay.
You can have a seat.
Okay, thank you.
I'll leave you shortly. You're welcome.
Tissues. I hope I don't need any. They've put me in a room, and they said they're going to come talk to me. God, I'm so scared. I hate doctors' offices as it is, and vets aren't anything but doctors. So we'll see what happens.
Difficulty breathing. When I was looking at him, he seemed to be completely normal.
He seemed normal?
He did.
He was laying down. It just seemed like he was...
Was he asleep when he was doing that?
He wasn't. He was laying there getting ready to go to sleep.
Was he?
Yeah.
Sometimes they can have some different breathing patterns when they're drifting off to sleep. Just like you or someone else, you can notice that their breathing changes as they start to go to sleep. So it could be that. But we did test him for heartworms, and he is positive for heartworms.
Oh no.
So that can cause some breathing troubles. I don't think it's what was causing what you're describing, but it could have been.
So he's positive? What can happen?
So I don't know how familiar you are with heartworms, but heartworms are a worm that live in the heart, and what they do, they cause damage to the heart and lungs while they're there, okay? So what we need to do, we can treat heartworms for him, and what we do is we bring them in, they stay in the hospital with us for a couple days, and we give them a couple of injections in their back that kill the heartworms, okay? And then he needs to be kept confined for several weeks afterwards. And the reason we keep him confined is those injections we give kill the heartworms, and if you could think, there's actually a jar here. This is actually from a dog that had a very heavy burden of heartworms, okay? And you think if all those heartworms die, they start to break apart and if they're running around and being very active, they break apart in big chunks, which can go to the lungs and basically cause essentially like a blood clot in the lungs is how it would be, except it's actually the worms.
Then there's no way you know how much what stage?
His positive was a pretty heavy positive, meaning that he does have quite a few, okay, but he seems very healthy otherwise, okay. He's not real. Dogs that have heartworms and have had them for a while will look real skinny, and they'll lose a lot of their muscle tone and things like that. He doesn't look like that, so I think he's healthy enough to go through the treatment, okay. The big thing is just we have to be careful and keep him confined afterwards. But once we go through the treatment, we can get him to where he's negative again and start him on a heartworm preventive and then keep him from getting them. While the worms are there, they're causing damage, but if we can get them treated and get rid of them, most dogs do very well for a good long time once we get them negative. He's a young dog. I think it's something we should do to get him healthy and get him through this, okay? Like, I really don't think it's what was causing what you were describing.
But it's good that I brought him in.
But it's good that you brought him in. And it could have been, I wasn't there, I didn't see it, but if he was laying there about to go to sleep and he was breathing a little funny, it was probably just, he was getting ready to drift off to sleep, and that's why he was having some strange breathing, okay? Is that the only time you've noticed him?
Yeah, I just happened to look at him, and it seemed like he was breathing like he had exerted himself, but he'd been lounging around all day.
Right.
So.
And that's, if it was just that one time, I would suspect it's more related to, like I said, just a different breathing pattern for whatever reason. If it happens repeatedly, we might need to look into it more. But now that we know that he has heartworms, we need to get those taken care of, okay?
Okay, how long is this treatment going to take?
The treatment itself, you drop them off on a Monday. We do them the second Monday of every month. So this coming Monday would actually be the Monday we're doing it this month in June, okay? And then they go home on Wednesday. So we keep them Monday night and Tuesday night, and they go home on Wednesday. And then you keep them confined, like I said, for several weeks.
Okay, they don't go out?
He needs to be in a kennel, in a crate, okay, while he's inside. He can go outside to go to the bathroom. You need to be on a leash, and then he needs to come right back inside and be put back in his crate, okay?
Okay, so yes, I don't even keep him in a crate, but the crate is important.
The crate is important, right, because we don't want him to get up and run around and exert himself and loosen up some of those dying heartworms and send a big clot of them to his lungs, okay? So we want him to be kept as confined as possible. I think we might have kennels that we can rent to you, but it probably, there's some at Walmart for his size that aren't that expensive. One of just the metal wire crates that they sell, they're not terribly expensive.
Now, how much is I'll probably be able to raise the money for him. He's pretty popular. He rides around on the scooter.
That's what I've heard. I'm very interested to see him leave.
Yeah.
This is a handout that's just on heartworm disease, and it talks about it. And then I do have, this is another sheet that just talks about the treatment itself, and it's got the price on there for his size, okay? Unfortunately, the medication to do it is not a cheap medication, so that's why it's a little bit more of an expensive thing. But once we get him through this treatment and get him negative, we can get him started back on a heartworm preventive, and he'll do well, okay?
Okay.
So the price for his size is $400 for the treatment, okay?
$400?
$400.
Actually, that's not what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be thousands.
Yeah, and there are some places that do, they do a lot more precautionary things to make sure but we want to make sure he gets treated for heartworms. So $400 is how we charge it, okay? Because we want to make sure we can get him treated, and then he'll. Like I said, stay Monday night, Tuesday night, go home on Wednesday.
Okay, $400 will cover everything?
It'll cover everything for that hospitalization. Now, he will have to come back twice for recheck exams. Both of those visits the prices are on there, and I don't know them off the top of my head, but both of those two visits are less than $100 each.
Okay. Follow-up visits, exam 20, injection 20, observation 19. So it's about $60.
And then the next one I think is even less than that. 2 weeks after that,
$39
for a test.
Okay, and then after that, we'll
put him back on a heartworm preventive, so something something like Heart Guard,
Okay.
or the Trifexis. We would put him back on that, and we would test him again at his next annual, so a year from today.
How do they get heartworms? Is it from mosquito bugs?
They get them from mosquitoes, so it only takes one mosquito bite. What happens is a mosquito will fly around and bite a dog that has heartworms and pick up the larva from that dog. And they'll fly around some more, and when it bites a dog that doesn't have heartworms, it gives that dog the
And we go to a lot of dog parks.
Right, and heartworms are very, very prevalent around here. We see it a lot. Unfortunately, we have a lot of mosquitoes and we have a lot of heartworm. It's one of the heaviest areas in the country for heartworms. Okay?
Wow.
So he could have even got it, if you live near a lot of other dogs.
Yeah, there's a lot of water around where we're
right,
at.
and I mean, he could even get it in his own backyard. He doesn't necessarily have to be in an area with a lot of dogs. But it just takes one mosquito bite, and we.
And how long does it take to get to the point where he is?
It depends. So it takes 6 months from the time that a mosquito bites him till we can do a test and say that he's positive, because it takes that long for the worm to grow up and show up on our test. Now, as far as how strong positive he is, how long it takes him to get there, there's really no good answer for that, because he could have gotten a lot of heartworms from one mosquito bite. That mosquito could have deposited a lot of larvae and grown up into a lot of heartworms. It could have taken him multiple mosquito bites, spread out over several months or a year for him to get that many. So it really just depends. There's no way to say.
Okay, I'm going to get this money.
Okay.
For my baby.
And if you have a checking account and an Alabama driver's license, okay. Because the ladies up front can help you with that. We also have a program that does does loans. It's not through us. It's a program that we work with.
I wouldn't be able to get a loan to save my life.
But if you can, we don't have to. Obviously, we don't have to do it this month because that would be the.
I want to do it as soon as possible because you said he's strongly positive, right?
He is. And the sooner we can get it done, the better, okay? So it's the second Monday of every month. So.
Okay, so that would be next
Monday, or then whatever.
Not this Monday coming.
This Monday coming.
This Monday coming.
So
I have a weekend to get $400.
Right. Or we could do it in July, the second Monday of July.
No, it has to be right away. It has to be. That's my baby.
Okay. And I'm so sorry. I know that it's tough news, but it is something we can do something about, okay? Just take heart. It's not something that's incurable. We can take care of it, okay? He's pretty healthy. I think he'll do well. All right?
Okay. How was his stools and his
stool was good. That was negative. There were no worms there, okay? I'll probably give him one little dose of dewormer on the way out the door, just in case, because sometimes there'll be a negative stool sample and they can still have worms, so I'll give him one little dose of dewormer on the way out, okay?
All right.
But other than that, I mean, he looked really good. He looked really good and healthy. I think he might have had just a tiny bit of tartar on his teeth, but not very much at all.
So what can I do? I give him bones.
Just keep doing that. Keep giving. That'll slow it from building up. Every dog's going to have some tartar build up. If you think about us, we go to the dentist every 6 months to a year. Dogs, could probably do the same and benefit from it. But most dogs, we like to get their teeth cleaned every year to 2 years, just to come in, anesthetize them, clean their teeth off. Okay.
And what else did you do to him?
Today we gave him his vaccine, so he got all of his vaccines: his rabies, his distemper parvo, and his bordetella.
Okay.
And we did a heartworm test and fecal, and just did a good physical exam on him. I didn't see his belly didn't look pink to me, so it might have been if he was hot or worked up. Sometimes that skin on their belly will turn pink quicker than the rest of them.
Oh, okay.
But I didn't see any problems with his skin or anything. He looked pretty good.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, then. Okay, I got to get to Facebook.
Okay. Do you have any other questions?
No, I got to just absorb this.
Okay. And just, if you have any questions, give me a call, okay?
Okay, I will. I'll probably have more questions when I bring them in. What time would be a good time to bring them in on Monday?
If he comes in on Monday, drop him off between 8 and 9, okay? We like him here by 9 o'clock so we can get those treatments started pretty early.
Okay.
Okay?
All right. And I got to get a kennel.
Yes, ma'am. Kennel is very important for 30 days.
She's going to be so miserable.
I know.
30 days in the kennel.
30 days in a kennel, but it's what's best for him, okay?
All right. It's good. No exertion.
No exertion.
Okay. All right. Well, okay. Here. No, not yet. Let me, all right.
How much she weighs and...
There again, the type